Roblox is full of a lot of different individuals. There's a lot of different personalities, communities, and just types of people that you will encounter in your Roblox experience. Roblox is a place where literally everybody can play it. Every different person's personality, in which everybody is unique. But there's a lot of common personalities and types of people that you will encounter that are more common than not. And in this video, I want to talk about the types of Roblox players you will encounter or you have encountered in your Roblox journey. These are players that no matter which game you play, there's a chance that you may encounter these type of people that match this stereotype. Now, I can't get to all of them, but these are the most common and the ones that I am very aware of. So let's get into it. Starting off with the most common Roblox player that you will encounter. These are the noobs, or bacon hairs. These are players that are either really new to the game and or just never have changed their Roblox avatar. Whether it's that they don't know how to, or don't care to, or they just don't want to spend any Robux on the platform. Now obviously these noobs will be one of the most common occurrences you will find on Roblox. They are either a bacon hair or an acorn hair, and or they can customize their avatar a little bit, maybe look like this. Oh, I can't wait to play Roblox for the very first time. Fellow acorn hair, we were meant to be. But why are you so pale? Like, have you never seen the sun? You need to go outside for once in your life. Now, these type of players really can be any type of personality, but this is probably the most common type of Roblox player you will encounter on pretty much any game, but especially like these type of role-playing games. These players can commonly be bots, like not actual players, or there's a chance that either they're new to the game, which is usually the case. Now, most of the time, noobs do not speak, at least much at all. There's a chance they will, but most of the time they don't even know how to type, or they do know how to type, but they just don't choose to. Now, there's no saying what their personality type will be. Sometimes they could be racist, sometimes they could be the chillest person ever, sometimes they could be the meanest person ever. You stink so bad, you should fuck yourself! I mean, like this asshole. Why is he being rude to me? I'm just filming. Now, yeah, mostly you will see either the normal bacon hair or the acorn hair, but there's variants to a noob player. But this is definitely something I need to talk about. Even though it's not really a personality trait you will find on Roblox, it is definitely a type of Roblox player that is super common that you really can't miss. Another type of Roblox player is the free-to-play player. Now, these players oftentimes can be bacon hairs, but these are more so the type of people who do edit their avatar, but only with all of the free items. So they go to the marketplace and just search for any item that is free because they don't have any Robux at all. So they go here and like, wow, what's free? A dog backpack? Oh, fucking awesome! And they basically just scroll through here, and whenever there's a new free item, they always grab it. And these are the type of players that if there's a free UGC that you can get in a certain game, where you just have to do something in the game, but it's completely free, they will put that on. So Roblox events, for example, they will play every event and play it to get all of those free items to put those on, because they never spend a dime on Roblox, but they always customize their avatar just with a lot of free items. And most of the time, they put all these items on at once and look just absolutely retarded. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. They look like a pile of jumbled like Nickelodeon slime. They look like ass. There's a high chance they're just kids and they think that looks cool or whatever, or they don't care what they look like. They're just like, well, these are all these cool items I got. I must look cool if I even have these on. These were way more common back in the day, but they're still very common nowadays. You will often see these. Now, they're separate from noobs because they actually end up customizing their avatar. They know how to customize the avatar, but they don't spend a dime, and they only customize using the free items. And like I said, 99% of the time, these are kids, so most of the time they're going to have terrible grammar, and they're just going to be idiotic. They're usually not a problem. They're usually really bad at every game they play. You'll see these people on obbies, and they'll be dying on the easiest jumps or the easiest stages. You'll see this commonly, and it's like these people do not have a sense of style. I don't know how you could look at this and be like, yeah, this looks sick! I mean, look at me. I look like I get bullied in school. If you dress like this, you're the type that gets shoved into lockers in 8th grade. And that's why I'm wearing this, because, yeah, I mean, I'm just projecting. Let me see, which one's right here? Caution sign or pink? Well, I like red. Bruh! This game stinks! Next, we have the role players. Now, these are type of players that really can vary by the way they look, but most of the time, these are very common with military-like avatars. Whenever you see a military avatar or someone who's trying to look like a certain celebrity or subject matter on those, like a certain job, like a firefighter, a police officer, these are very common in like real life roleplay. Like they are attempting to look like a real life job in Roblox. These people commonly play ERLC, they play a lot of police games, and especially a lot of military games. There's also really popular Star Wars roleplay games. They usually vary on what they look like, but usually these people dress in the certain roleplay topic that they roleplay in, which is usually military. So you will encounter these players 99% of the time in roleplay games, which are specifically meant for roleplaying. So they're just roleplaying in a roleplay game. It's to be expected. There's a chance that they also could be role-playing in like natural disaster survival. I've seen it. But these are people that never really change their avatar, so they're gonna keep their same roleplay avatar, like the military or police officer or firefighter, etc. They pretty much mainly play Roblox just to roleplay. And oftentimes these people will also dress in business outfits with flags, like whatever flag they're representing. For example, this guy with the United Kingdom flag. So usually their outfits vary between like business suits. So really any job position is what they try to replicate on Roblox. Oh, hey everybody, like look at all these people. Look at all of them. Let me slide right in. I fit right in. Oh shit! But usually these people aren't really a problem. They just like to roleplay as certain characters or whatever the fuck. But it can definitely come off a little bit cringy or annoying, especially if they really are always in character. But I usually don't give a fuck about them, and I don't have a problem with anybody who likes to roleplay a lot. You do you. Next up, we have the exploiters. Now, this is going to be on really any game. There's exploiters no matter what game you play. It is annoying a lot of the time. Sometimes it can be quite funny, depending on the type of scripts they use. But most of the time, it's just annoying and obnoxious. And yes, an exploiter is something you're going to encounter on Roblox, 100%. But seemingly, Roblox has a exploiting community style, like avatar style, that is very common. They'll look like bacon hairs, but a lot of the time, they'll also look like this, which is kind of a blocky avatar replicating the 1x1x1 character style, which was a notorious quote-unquote hacker, like Roblox myth, that a lot of exploiters are notorious as like basically dressing up as whenever they are an exploiter on Roblox. So most of the time they'll look like this or like some sort of blocky avatar, usually just with like one solid color and then their torso being a different color. They're very notorious on a lot of Roblox games, but they're commonly spotted on a lot of games like The Hood, Roblox Church, Dollhouse Roleplay, and even games, FPS games like Arsenal, even Phantom Forces. You're gonna encounter exploiters on really most games. It's not as common as it used to be, but there's still a large exploiting community, and obviously we see a lot of people doing chat bypasses, which is a new common thing. People always trying to chat bypass cuss words, and that is also an exploit. There's a lot of different variations of exploiters, but most commonly they look like noobs or characters like this. And most of the time, they're probably very toxic and assholes. Like, they want to ruin your day, so they're likely not going to be good people to be around. But yeah, this is something you're going to encounter no matter what game you play. But there is certain games that have a higher chance of an exploiter being in the server, such as the games I listed. Next up, we have row criminals, is what I like to call them, or just very toxic and bad people. Now, no matter what game you are playing, you are likely to encounter a toxic player. Now, most commonly, you will find these players on any PvP game, but specifically on Roblox, games like The Hood, Church, Dollhouse Roleplay. There's some of the worst people out of any community I've ever seen on those type of Roblox games. So no matter what, you will likely encounter these type of players really on any game ever, and especially PvP games, but even on non-PvP games on Roblox, certain hangout games have these type of people. Now, these toxic players can definitely vary in the way they dress. You can even encounter a toxic player looking like the nicest person ever, like dressing like Builderman. You never really know. But most of the time, these toxic players dress as very inappropriate stuff, such as bypass clothing or wearing like swastikas. You will often see these type of players on games like Roblox Church. Oftentimes they will have like bypassed shirts, etc. with cuss words. They'll do like racist avatars like this, for example. It can definitely vary by the way they look, so you can't really tell, but sometimes you can definitely tell. And these type of people are the worst of the worst. They were likely groomers, really racist. They're just not good people. And this goes past toxicity. Like, you could be toxic, but this is even past toxic. But on a game like, oh, Dollhouse Roleplay, it's the same shit. I mean, look at the damn chat. Holy fuck! This is bad. But yeah, like I said, it really just varies on the way they look. You can't tell all the time. Especially if they're blatantly dressing in a certain way. You can easily tell that they're a toxic player. Like, I mean, this, for example. You can tell this guy's probably toxic. And like I said, these people can definitely be far worse than just toxic. They can be criminals. A lot of these players tend to actually be groomers, predators, or just pedophiles in general. So you want to stay away from these type of players most of the time. Sometimes they are just quote-unquote trollers, or they think that's dark humor or funny, but most of the time it actually seems that these people are genuinely bad people, genuinely criminals, or just very toxic individuals. So if you're looking for a group to stay away from on Roblox, you should probably try to stay away from these type of people, which I'll give you the warning signs of the games they play. People who play Church, Dollhouse Roleplay, and The Hood commonly dress like this. There's probably other games out there like that. If you don't want to encounter these type of players that often, you probably want to stay away from those games. But there's likely still a chance that you can encounter these people in any game. Next up, we have the furries. Now, this is obviously something you're going to encounter on a lot of games, but especially any like hangout game like VR chat, etc. But you are definitely going to encounter furries on Roblox. There's furry games you can play. There's games like Warrior Cats and such like that. You will also encounter a lot of these furries on games like Natural Disaster Survival, Dollhouse Roleplay, Roblox Church. But of course, you have like actual furries like this person right here, furries right here. I don't really have too much against Roblox furries, but or furries in general, as long as you're not bothering anybody. If you're making it your entire personality and or just being an absolute dick or like actually a gross person, you are not going to be liked. But if you just are a normal person, but you are a furry or a wannabe furry, whatever. You do you, whatever makes you happy. But a lot of the time, especially on Roblox, furries can be very weird and even very dangerous to be around. Kaneko Kitten, for example, a popular Roblox YouTuber, was a furry and he was a groomer. A lot of furries tend to go down that route of being severely mentally ill. It can definitely vary on how bad they are. A lot of people shit on furries, especially like a popular YouTuber, Ruben Sim, who hates furries. And you do you if you want to hate them or not, but I don't really have too much of a problem with furries, but they're definitely common on Roblox, or at least somewhat common. It seems like they're becoming more and more common, especially now that they're allowing Arthro. They can actually fully dress in their fursuits now on Roblox, when back in the day they couldn't. But it's common to really see them on any game. Like, you're going to encounter your fair share of Roblox furries in your Roblox experience, especially if you're new. Now, next up is the emos, e-boys, e-girls, or just alternative people in general. This has become increasingly more common, especially now that the allowance of UGC items, you can finally dress like heavily emo clothing on Roblox. Back in the day, you couldn't. Now, I kind of fit a little bit in this genre, as I guess I have a little bit of emo in me, I guess. This can also be like goth or whatever, but any kind of alternative fashion. Obviously right here, I mean, you're going to see this, especially nowadays, on literally every Roblox game you play. There's no game that is not going to have emos. Like, you are literally going to see this on every game. Like, this is an alternative person right here. This is an alternative or e-boy right here. This person's alternative. You have literally in every Roblox game you play, you are going to encounter an alternative person. Now, there's specific games that have a lot of them. Like, of course, Dollhouse Roleplay, Natural Disaster Survival, Roblox Evade. Really a lot of games, but especially Dollhouse Roleplay. Dollhouse Roleplay has been known to have a lot of alternative people. And I don't know why, but a lot of them are really bad people. You know, this is like the toxic side of alternative people just begging for attention, because a lot of them are very mentally ill. I mean, 99% of alternative people are mentally ill, and they are just going on here to find some content or, you know, any kind of attention. They are attention seekers, and they are going on here to, you know, get attention, right? These people you probably usually want to avoid, but since it's so common, you never really know what they are going to act like. This has honestly become the new norm. Like, you will probably see mainly alternative people on Roblox over anybody, any type of Roblox avatar. It's crazy how common it really is. Next up, we have the Hoodians. The Hoodians are usually either alternative kids, emos, etc., e-boys. They can also vary into like the Row Gangsters style, but they kind of have their own style. They commonly dress with headless core blocks. They look like e-boys or e-girls. They're famous for having the zombie animation pack, and like I said, they usually dress in a grunge-like style. These type of players are very toxic and mentally ill. You'll probably also see them on the other games I listed, but usually they're gonna be on games like Mic Up or voice chat games, and especially, of course, the hood or street-like games. Usually have high egos, severely mentally ill. There's also a high chance that they can be groomers or manipulators. So these type of players are really bad. So I would definitely stay away from these type of players. There's a chance that some of these people could be alright and cool to be around, but they don't have a good reputation, that's for sure. Next up, we have the e-daters. The only way to really tell if someone is an e-dater is, of course, they bring their e-dating couple. They bring the couple with them. They come along with their significant other, whether it's a guy or a girl. And most of the time, you will see these people matching avatars, or at least somewhat matching. A lot of the time, these people will play games that have voice chat, and they will use the voice chat in that experience rather than calling on Discord or whatever. For some reason, they want to make it public, which it's just annoying. Like, it's supposed to be private and intimate if you want to actually talk to your significant other. Why are you making it public? I don't really care about the matching stuff. I've even matched with my significant other on Roblox too. It can be kind of cute or whatever. I don't really care. But if you're going to publicly be a nuisance and use voice chat and flirt while other people are trying to enjoy the game, it's just very rude, and people don't want to fucking see that. A lot of the time, e-daters who do not actually have a significant other yet, they're going to be trying to find one. A lot of the time, you will see them on voice chat experiences like Mic Up, Core Blocks Hangout, Neighbors, Evade, etc., trying to flirt or get people's Discords, Instagrams, Snapchats, etc. And a lot of the time, they force their voices, like the e-boy voice, like, "Yeah, well, hey, shawty, what's good? Yeah, you wanna come with me? You wanna come to my house?" They do the corpse husband voice, whatever, and then you have the e-girls doing like a mommy voice, or like a kawaii e-girl voice. Hey, how's it going? Or like a ara kind of shit. It's fucking cringe. I hate it. And you will definitely see these type of people, especially most commonly on Roblox Mic Up. These people are e-daters right here. It's a perfect example. This guy's forcing his voice, and this is his little e-kitten that he's likely grooming. A lot of the time, these boys, these men, are grooming girls on Roblox.
I just didn't. Sorry.
So you hear her voice. That's that Valorant accent, that fucking mommy e-girl voice, and this guy is forcing his voice. Perfect example. You're gonna see this on literally every fucking mic up experience ever. And really any game that has voice chat or is a voice chat like hangout game, you're gonna see this. Whether it's them with their already e-couple or they're trying to find or create an e-couple. It's gross, and I don't like it. But holy shit, why is this girl so thick? Oh my god!
Yeah, what up, shawty? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, this is my voice.
Is this girl giving this guy a lap dance? What is going on? Next up, we have the trollers. These people often nowadays use Arthro, but they're still OGs like me. I guess I'm not very OG with this. I'm using like the man avatar. But they often dress like just disgustingly ugly creatures and often just act like total retards on Roblox. A lot of the time these people are cool, they're whatever, I don't really care, and it's very common. A lot of people are trollers on Roblox, or people who just don't take the game seriously, which I do respect. That's basically like me, myself, and I often dress like this and just act like a retard. These people are just trying to make some people laugh or whatever, or maybe they just think that they looked funny. This is also a very common Roblox avatar style. You know, a lot of the time it's very unique, though. They'll have really anything that they find funny, and oftentimes they do look funny. Now, it's no saying what type of person they are personality-wise. They can really be anybody, but usually they just don't take the game so seriously, and they're just trying to have a good time or make people laugh. I respect trollers. I like them. But regardless, this is something that you will... What the fuck? This guy's giving this girl back shots. You will find these type of players on really any game, but there is specific games that have a lot of them, like Mic Up or any voice chat experience. It really varies, but a lot of the time, really on any Roblox experience, you're gonna have a fair share of trollers. This is something that is very common.
Am I a troller? Hey, what up, everybody?
Next up, we have the Row Gangsters. Now, they usually play certain underground street games, but these are people who actually take row gangs seriously. Like, they actually dress like a gangster on Roblox and are likely in a row gang. It's actually possible. There's legit row gang groups on Roblox. Oftentimes, you'll find them playing games like The Bronx or South London. They play like those underground street games. Or they're not even really underground, but they will play a lot of those underground street games as well. But oftentimes, they do play games like The Hood, etc. But if you just look up gang, you will find all these games right here. But these are where you will actually find row gangsters. Don't get them mistaken as the Hoodians. The Hoodians are the Hoodians for a reason. They are separate from row gangsters. If you want to actually find people who take like committing Roblox crimes and just role-playing as a criminal on Roblox seriously, these are the games for you. A lot of the people who play these type of games actually take this shit seriously and are in row gangs. That's why they are called row gangsters. Like literally says, this is a serious role-playing game. You have to be a serious row gangster. Like that's a row gangster right there. We spotted one. Literally 99% of the player base of these like street games are actual row gangsters, which if you want to know what they look like, they often dress up like this. This guy is just normal. He's a normal black guy, but a lot of the time it is black people who, or at least, I don't know if they are black people in real life, but they dress up as black people with either dreads, and they oftentimes have bandanas, ski masks on. A lot of the time, these row gangsters have really high egos. A lot of the time, they are racist towards white people or anybody who isn't black. Even if they're not black in real life, for some reason, that's the way they roleplay. A lot of the time, they do actually take the game very seriously, or row gang, doing like actual row gang seriously. They are very toxic. But if you do play these type of games, it's kind of like, you know what you're getting yourself into. These people do take this shit very seriously, and they are very violent and rude. Now, I don't know if they're just role-playing or they are like that in real life, but it seems like they are like that in real life, because they are definitely getting into that role-play a little bit too much to where it seems like, I think they're like this in real life. But they're definitely prominent, and you will probably encounter them maybe a few times in your Roblox journey. And yeah, like I said, most of the time, they are actual serious row gangsters that actually like to commit row crime. You probably do not want to be friends with these people. Next up, I want to talk about the row hookers or bops. Girls that show a little bit too much skin on Roblox or wear like thick Roblox avatars for whatever reason. I don't know why they're dressing like this, like super sexual or revealing clothing. Oftentimes have bypassed boobs or ass. There's probably a high chance that they're probably dudes behind the screen. They often dress in like BDSM clothing. Now, they're not that common. If you want to know what games they usually play, well, it's usually Dollhouse Roleplay, Murder Mystery 2 for whatever reason. Also find them on the Hood. Really, a lot of the red flag games you can probably find them on, but they are kind of more rare. But if you do find them, it's just absolutely mind-blowing. Now, this is a perfect example of a bop on Roblox. Basically not wearing any pants at all, having thick asses. This guy's fucking me. But like this, for example, I would probably say that these people are probably bops. The people who dress in very revealing clothing, often not wearing pants on their Roblox avatars, but a lot of the time they also wear like literal boobs on Roblox, which is crazy. But oftentimes they look like this. I mean, this girl is like literally not wearing basically anything. Like these girls dressing as cat girls and wearing very revealing clothing. Like this girl showing her boobs.
Hey, what's up, shawties?
But oftentimes they will have like shirts saying some weird ass shit like cum slut. Like, I don't know. I'm not really finding many examples right now, but you will actually see shit like that. Like, I've seen some shit like that on Roblox, and it's like, what the fuck? I'm just, oh my god. Okay, here's an example right here. Holy shit. I can see up your skirt. What the fuck? Basically just very revealing clothing is what they usually dress as. I haven't encountered many of these people. I actually did used to talk to one that would dress or have like very revealing or like literal sexual clothing, and just to warn you, you do not want to talk to them. They were very, very mentally ill and very sexual. They are, you do not want to talk to them. Just to warn you. Like, look at this. Please call me a good girl. Like, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Next up, we have the cosplayers. Whether it's cosplaying as a movie character, a show character, an anime, a game character, whatever. Cosplayers. Very common, and I do like cosplay players. I mean, they can really be any type of person. Whether they're an elitist, where it's like, okay, I'm dressing up as Melania. I'm the only person who knows everything about Elden Ring. Yeah. Like people like that, for example. They can be obnoxious. They can be good people. Whatever. It really varies when it comes to meeting or talking to a cosplayer. Most of the time, they're probably just nerds or very big fans of that certain genre or game or whatever the hell they're dressing as. Especially if they're cosplaying as a certain character that has a notoriously nerdy fan base, like FNAF or Undertale or something like that. But as I like to cosplay a lot, I dress as, I have a lot of outfits of like Melania. I mean, a lot of characters. I mean, we can just scroll through here, like Pyramid Head, Slendy Spider-Man, Baldi's Base 6, Knight Artorias, the Abyss Walker, Soul of Cinder, Deadpool, even Sim Builder, if you want to count that as cosplaying, Venom, Batman, Slenderman, Ghostface, Jason Voorhees, Jeff the Killer, even Goth Stan, Shadow the Hedgehog. And yeah, like I said, usually like personality-wise, I really can't tell you exactly how they act. I just commonly see them. And this is just a type of Roblox avatar/player that you will commonly find on Roblox as someone cosplaying as a certain character. And I'm one of them sometimes. I like to switch up my avatar sometimes just to switch it up and keep some variety going so I don't get sick of my own avatar. Like I'm dressed as Melania right now. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Elden Ring. I am Melania, Blade of Anal. Next up, we have the Weebs, or anime enjoyers. These are separate from cosplayers, though they oftentimes dress in their favorite anime characters, whether it's commonly Gojo, Luffy, Goku, Vegeta, but it really varies. But what makes them different from cosplayers is that they only like anime. And sometimes they even dress in just anime clothing, whether it's not the actual costume, just a lot of anime clothing. And these people most commonly play any anime game and mainly only play anime games on Roblox, such as Blox Fruits, The Strongest Battlegrounds, etc. 90% of the time, these people are very chronically online preteens that range from having high egos to being flat out obnoxious, and sometimes they are a decent person. This is very common nowadays because a lot of people love anime. And yes, you can group these a little bit with the cosplayers, but I feel like they're different when they are severe anime enjoyers, which are specifically called weebs for a reason. I don't have too much of a problem with these people, but if only wear Gojo or Luffy, you need to find a different anime, please. It's getting out of hand. Next, we have the beggars. These type of players are people who always seem to have a need to beg people for Robux and or any OP items in specific games to trade. Like, it's almost always unbalanced trades too. Like they'll be like, I'll trade you this like basic knife for that godly, legendary, unholy, unusual unicorn blade.
It's like, oh, it's a good deal.
They're mainly on Please Donate 24/7 and are 99% of the time kids. I mean, almost always kids who can't get Robux from their parents, so their only way of getting Robux is by begging. These players can definitely range with the way they look, but I've found that most commonly these people do look similar. They usually look like little kids. Like their avatar literally look like kids, and they look like total pricks. Fuck you, kid. Keep begging, and nothing's gonna change. You're never gonna get Robux. Get a job. Next up, we have the traders, or tryhards. Now, traders are not as common nowadays, but there's still a big trading community on Roblox. Now, a brief summary of what trading is, if you're not aware of, it's basically Roblox stock market on the platform, where there's limited time items that will range in value, and you can buy and resell or trade them, and even sell them to get Robux or DevX and get real money. Or you can just rep them and look like an absolute tryhard, which is usually the case. A lot of people trade just to own the rarest items and have the most expensive and the highest wrap value on their account, which wrap value is basically your Robux value that your account is really worth with the limiteds on your account. Now, traders usually can vary in their attitude, but sometimes they can be scammers or assholes. And it's seemingly like most of the time that they are tryhards at every game they play. So if you see one of these trader accounts, you probably can assume that they're probably going to be sweats at every game they play. You will probably see traders on really any Roblox experience, and usually, yeah, like I said, they're probably just going to be absolute sweats. So just be wary. They could be nepo babies, they could just be rich, or just really good at the Roblox stock market. I don't know. Next up, we have the OGs. These are people who made their Roblox account probably around 2011, 2010 and under, so 2006 to 2011. These people can definitely vary in their personality, whether they're elitists, which a lot of them are. Gatekeepers are saying like, oh, you're a new gen, you made your account in 2012. But a lot of the time, they're just minding their own business. They're likely very old, and or they could have just started at a very young age. Sometimes they don't dress their age, right? They can dress in the newer UGC items, like me, for example, with VooruS, a 2008 Roblox account, but dressing like this. But sometimes they will dress their age, like my alt account Fatal Virus, wearing the guest outfit and the classic pumpkin head. OGs can definitely vary, but a lot of the time they will use a lot of the old stuff, no longer available, really rare items. They really can vary, but 90% of the time they will wear anything that was classic or no longer available and or limiteds. But like I said, these people vary, but most of the time they are adults, so just keep that in mind. Try not to get groomed if they are weird like that, but most of the time they're just chill. I haven't met any bad people other than some elitists, and basically if you want to try to find these type of people, they can really vary on any game ever. Sometimes they could be a fiend for nostalgia, so if you do play a lot of classic or old games, you might find more or less on those games. And lastly, we have you, the unique player, because, well, everybody is unique. It's cliche, it's corny, whatever. It's true. Nobody exactly matches a stereotype or a personality trait. Everybody has their own personality, and while they might have a lot of the similarities, it might be very similar to a lot of these stereotypes, but you are still unique. Your stereotype could be that you are a bitch. That's it. Now, there's a lot more different variations, different stereotypes or types of Roblox players, of course. I can't really get to all of them. There can be way too many. These are just the ones I thought of and some of the most common you will encounter in your Roblox journey. Let me know down in the comments if you are any of these stereotypes, or if you match up to them exactly or maybe somewhat. And if you don't, comment down below what your stereotype would be, or if I missed any. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, peace out.